Broderick Jones is a very fascinating player, a guy who was selected with the 14th pick in the 2023 draft and showed some real highlights, if you look at his highlight reel, they are impressive, like just the fact that he's an offensive lineman who has highlight reels is saying something. However, the overall, I think tape maybe wasn't quite so. And, if you're a fan of PFF grades, for example, which if you're a Steelers fan, I'm sure you're not, given how, they don't always grade certain Steelers players particularly well. That being said, Broderick Jones has graded particularly poor using those metrics. His pass blocking is 73rd out of 81 eligible tackles. So he's in the bottom 10 pass blocking, and his run blocking better, but still not great. 45th out of 79 eligible tackles there. But of course, you can't just look at any one stat, especially not just a PFF grade, and jump to the conclusion that the player is good or bad. You're going to have to take it in context, and you're going to have to watch the film, just like how you can't watch a highlight reel and then assume that the player is good or bad. You have to take that within context as well. So what is the context? Well, I want to dive into the film. I'll be honest, I see what PFF sees that's wrong with him, but I also have some bright sides that I'm going to get into towards the end of the video and why I'm still somewhat optimistic. So yeah, let's just get into the film. Before I do though, let me talk about I have a movie channel. Real quick, the link is in the description for that if it seems like your kind of thing. Jackson Kruger Movies. Mostly do film reviews, but I do some other stuff there too. So a different kind of film study. But yeah, let's get into the Broderick Jones film. Let's start off with this play. So what's going to happen here, this is quite frankly something like I would see on film. These are the issues that you notice when watching him. It's a one-on-one block right here. And when this play begins, at first, it doesn't seem like he's in a bad position necessarily. The play is just getting started, but watch how this play develops. The edge rusher for the Bills is going for more of an inside move. You see the Bills edge rusher get the right hand on the left sort of shoulder area of Jones. Okay. So not the ideal situation, and I think what really makes this a problem is the hands of Jones. His hands just aren't quite there yet. This is something that tends to take some time to develop, and the reality is if your hands were there and you still sucked, then you're a bad player. If your hands aren't quite there yet, there's at least, reason to believe that you can get better if you can get better with the technique. Because Jones' left hand isn't really anywhere over to where it needs to be, watch that Bills player get right to the inside and is able to get a sack right there. Not a good job by Jones, and it was a very quick sack on top of it, which certainly doesn't help. Usually if you're going to get beat, you have to at least hold him off for a second, give your quarterback a chance. There, really, quarterback didn't have a chance. To me, this is one of Jones' biggest issues he has to work on, is the hands just sometimes they're just not there yet. I think that they often can be a bit slow. Like this play is another example of that, where once again, it is a one-on-one block here on the edge. So that's the way this play is designed to work. Okay, well, let's see what happens. So when Rudolph takes the snap, you see that Jones is kind of letting the edge rusher get more towards the outside right here, which is not the worst move in the world. After all, you can try and push him behind your quarterback if you want to. Also worth mentioning the situation here. This is a big spot in the game. I mean, quite frankly, you need a conversion if you're the Steelers. 3rd down and 3. Down 14 points, 5 minutes left. Like this is desperation mode. But anyway, back to Jones. Realistically, though, he's just not far over enough. I mean, his right hand really needs to be on the left side of 56 for Buffalo, and it's maybe towards the middle, but honestly, really more towards the right. Because of that, he just isn't able to push 56 back at all. Now, Rudolph still got the throw off, and I think that regardless of whether there's pressure or not, that wasn't going to be a first down. But still, this is it's not a great job by Jones on this one, and it's something that I think he needs to be a little bit more aggressive on some of these plays to not allow this to happen. Also, when it comes to run blocking, he's gotten a lot of credit for run blocking, largely due to, you look at the running game numbers overall for the Steelers have gotten a lot better since he started getting significant playing time, although I actually think that was a bit misleading. I don't really think that was because of him. When I watched film, there was a couple of big runs that happened in games that he happened to be playing in that weren't really him doing a lot, but really helped the numbers go in that direction. That being said, I do think he helped a little bit. I think he's pretty good at blocking defensive lineman right away. Does a pretty good job there, but this is a massive issue he has to fix. you see him moving up to the next level on this play. And when he doesn't move up to the next level and just block someone at the line, he's pretty good there. But this is something I just see all the time. Watch how when this play begins, you see him going up to the next level, and seems like he's ready to block the guy closer towards the top of the screen. That's who he's going up to block. But then he does something weird here. He then at the last second tries to block the middle linebacker and ends up blocking nobody. And this is something that he just does like all the time. Like he is constantly moving up to the next level and not blocking anybody or whiffing on the blocks. Like, I don't know what it is because he's such a good athlete. Like, it's not like he can't physically do it. It just seems like he's making rookie mistakes and he's making them constantly. So, okay, that's the negatives. Let's move to the positives. If you're someone who is a Steelers fan who is already mad at me, hopefully this will give you some, maybe hope that I actually think that he can become a better player. Because if you're a Steelers fan, you might be saying, well, wait a second, I've seen some real great blocks by him. Why are you being so negative towards him? I don't think he's been bad. I think he's just been massively inconsistent. And I actually see some plays that makes me think he could be a really good tackle in this league if he can kind of get some of the other stuff down. Because like this play is a great example of what I'm talking about. It's a one-on-one block here in it's pass protection. And you see that when this play begins, so the edge rusher is going to go for more of a speed move right here. But this time, Jones has the hand placement he wants. That right arm is all the way over to his right, which is the edge rusher's left, perfectly where you want it to be. He blocks that edge rusher out of the way, no problem. Maybe could have, held on to that block a little bit longer is my only nitpick, but like that's really good stuff, right? And it seems like when he gets the hand placement he wants, like he just doesn't lose. It's just he needs to get better at the hand placement stuff. Because you also see stuff like this, where it's going to be once again, it's a pass protection. This is actually the play after that play I showed you earlier. This is the 4th down and 3. They're going for it because, like I said, kind of got to make something happen here. So one-on-one block. When this play begins, you see that the edge rusher is going to go for more of he's going to leap towards the left, so towards Jones's right. And if Jones doesn't have the lateral quickness to keep up, this could be a disaster. But again, watch Jones get the hand placement he wants. He gets over there. He's so quick, and his feet can be so good at times. It's almost frustrating to watch him sometimes not get the hand placement the way you want him to. So yeah, I mean, like, listen, I think I see both sides here. I do agree that, like, the consistency stuff isn't really there. Like, he needs to get more consistent. He is not what I would consider to be a good tackle today. That's just how I view it. That being said, I do see some real bright spots with him, and I do see how he could become a great tackle. Like, he does need to get a little bit more experience, I think, and he does need to just get some of the technique down. Again, it's one of those things that everyone says, all he has to do is get the technique down, then we're good. He's going to be a star. Well, that's all Evan Neal needs to do, and he still hasn't come close to really getting it down, right? Like, it doesn't always work out that way. That being said, I think it's better that it's this than if, like, he was just getting overpowered left and right, which also happens to Evan Neal. So maybe not the perfect example. But, yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on Broderick Jones. What are your thoughts? Again, always love Steelers fans because they come in and they're passionate, which is cool. But, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Feel free to tell me why I'm wrong if you want to, because I always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.